up, ladies and gents? It is your boy Trey, or unless you guys know, a Chosen King 3, and today this video is going to be just a little bit different. This video today is going to be about my first ever tournament, the Dead by Daylight 1v1 tournament. The Dead by Daylight 1v1 tournament. As yours truly is a host of this tournament, before we get started, I just want to thank each and every one of you guys who supports me and who loves me, and I thank God for you all. Thank you all for the love and support for my channel and for my Twitch. Oh my goodness, I'm excited about today's video. I'm excited about this tournament, y'all. So without further ado, please hit that subscribe button from red to gray. Hit all the post notifications up so you get all my future videos. Let's get down to business. So, the Dead by Daylight 1v1 tournament. So, I just want to let y'all know these are the contestants, all the 15 contenders for the Dead by Daylight tournament. Here we go. Of course, I am the host of this Dead by Daylight tournament. The participants in this tournament is Ash, Ducky, B, Tricky, Greta, Shadow, Savannah, Queen Stony B, Angelic, Cat, Rika, Mama Blobfish, my girlfriend Momo, Chakra, and Chica. Or not contestants, the 15 participants in this 1v1 Dead by Daylight tournament. Now, there's 3 participants, and these will be the killers who the survivors will face in this 1v1 Dead by Daylight tournament. And these are the 3 killers. It is Zenny, who's also my brother. Shout out to you, Zenny. Endless, who's also my brother. Shout out to you, Endless. And Shy. They are going to be the killers for the entire tournament. And all these 15 survivors are going to be in the tournament. And before I get down to the nitty gritty of what the tournament is going to be about, if you also want to be a part of this tournament, I do not know when the exact date is. I have to try to figure out what is good for everybody, what day and what time is available for everybody. But if you personally want to be a part of this Dead by Daylight tournament, we will love to have more people. I personally will love to have more of you guys involved in this tournament. Please comment please comment down below, or if you want to talk to me about it personally, just follow my Discord and let's get down to business. This is the description. So first of all, before we get to the description, this tournament is basically about all about having fun with one another. This tournament, I was thinking about this tournament just all having fun, and what made me think about doing a tournament like this is something has to do with, like, I've seen other people who've done lobbies and who also have done like tournaments. But there was a time I was streaming Dead by Daylight and I was playing with Zenny, and Zenny asked me, Trey, have you ever heard of a Dead by Daylight 1v1? Or he calls it a 1v1. And I was like, no, what's a 1v1? And so he showed me on the stream. We were facing at the time, and it was basically when you're facing a killer and you basically depend how much time you had against that killer. If I'm saying it correctly, you basically try to last long against the killer without getting hit or destroyed. And he showed me that. I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually fun. And so we played around with other friends, and it was actually entertaining to play. And so I was like, what if I create a tournament? What if I, in my 4 months of streaming, created my first ever tournament, whether it be in Dead by Daylight or in Fall Guys? By the way, just a little cat out of the bag, in the future I will be doing a lobby for Fall Guys, so if you guys want to see that, just put it in the comments below. But anyway, so I was like, yeah, you know what, I want to create my own Dead by Daylight 1v1 tournament. And that's why I love Zenny so much, because he actually helped me set this together. Yes, it was mostly me, but I mean, come on, who doesn't need help in anything? And so Endless and Zenny helped me. They basically were behind the scenes with helping me create this tournament. And I thank God for Zenny and Endless so much, because they helped me organize this tournament. They helped me, like, try to make this tournament fun for the people who are involved, the 15 participants who are involved. So I just want to thank Zenny and Endless for helping me out with this, and I also want to thank you guys, for all the survivors who are watching this, for just participating in my first ever tournament that I will be hosting. So enough of that, let's get down to the description. So what we're gonna start first, when it comes to killer, this is what the killer can do and what they can't do, and I'm reading in the description below. For you guys that don't know, I actually have a server of the Dead by Daylight tournament on Discord for all the participants. We actually made a group, not group chat, but like a group server of the Dead by Daylight tournament of all the participants and what the description is going to be about. So I'm going to be reading, for you guys who don't know what this tournament is about, I'm going to be reading you the description and giving you the benefits of what this Dead by Daylight 1v1 tournament is all about. So we're going to start with killer first. It says, as far as killer goes, they can choose any killer. So if you are the killer, that means for Shy, Zenny, and Endless, if you are the killer, you can choose any killer you want. And I want to break this down for you guys that have questions or don't know what this tournament is about. I want to break it down so you guys can understand what this tournament is going to be about, because when that day comes, I can't wait for you guys to be ready and see who's going to win this Dead by Daylight 1v1 tournament. I am so excited. So as far as killer goes, they can choose any killer, just like I said, and they can use any perks and add-ons. Now watch this. They can use, for the killer, they can use any perks and add-ons except Rancor, Hubris, Crowd Control, and Blood Favor. Those are the perks that the killer cannot use in this tournament. So they can use any other perks. Now, and as far as the survivors go, so now we're moving on to survivors. So pretty much the killer, if you are a killer, your job is pretty easy. That is for the killer. Now, as we move on to the survivors, as well, as far as the survivors go, they can use any perks. So basically, it's almost like the killer in a sort of way. They can use any perks, but there's also a but for the survivors. The perks that the survivor cannot use is Lucky Break and any boons. Just like I said for the killer, it's also for the survivors as well, just so everybody can be fair, and we can be fair. It can be fair in the tournament. Add-ons are accepted as well. So basically, as I said, same as the killer killer can use add-ons and the survivors can use add-ons, but the survivor cannot use those 2 perks, and the killer cannot use those 4 perks. And this, not only that, the add-ons are accepted as well for the survivor, but they could also go to different loops instead of just Shack. So what that means is that for the survivors, you don't just have to loop around Shack. You can loop around anywhere else. You can loop around anywhere else on the map. You don't have to just loop against at the Shack. You can loop anywhere else. You can loop around the car. They have cars on the map. You can loop around there. Or if you can loop around the perfect example, if you want to loop through the corn maze, that's also map. You could do that. You don't have to just loop around Shack. But there's a cause for that. For the survivor, this is for the survivors. The survivor cannot hide from the killer at all. So the survivors cannot hide from the killer, because like I said, just to make it fair, because the killer will have to try to find the survivor, and it'll just waste more time for the killer to try to kill him. So just so to make it fair, the survivor cannot hide from the killer. If the killer loses sight of the survivor must expose themselves of their location to begin the chase. So what that means is that you must, if you are the survivor, you must expose yourself. You must literally expose yourself to the killer. If the killer can't find you because you looped somewhere that he couldn't find you, you must expose yourself. You must say, killer, I'm right here. I'm right behind you. I'm right next to you, or I'm right in front of you. You cannot hide from the killer, just so it can be fair in this tournament. So you must expose yourself to the killer, and then you can begin the chase again. So you must expose yourself to the killer. You cannot hide, and if they can't find you, you must expose yourself to the killer. That's basically the rules for the killer and the survivor. The killer cannot use the 4 perks I just named, but he can use any add-on, and he can use the power that he has. For the survivor, they can use any perks and add-ons. They cannot use those 2 perks that I mentioned, and they cannot hide from the killer, and they must expose themselves if the killer cannot find them. But they are free to loop around Shaq, or they are free to loop around anything else. So those are the specific rules for the killer and the survivor. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty. This is basically what the tournament is going to be about. So in the tournament, in this Dead by Daylight 1v1 tournament, there will be 2 rounds, a semifinals, and then a finals. So in total, those will be 4 rounds. There will be 2 separate rounds, the semifinals and then the finals, in this whole Dead by Daylight 1v1 tournament. Within round 1, so this will be for round 1. Within round 1 will be 3 individual rounds. So let me explain to you what that is. So the 3 killers I just named, each killer will face 5 total survivors. So, perfect example. I'll give you guys an example just so y'all can keep this in your mind. So, for example, Endless is a killer. Out of the 15 people, out of the 15 participants and the survivors, he has to face 5. He has to face 5 killers in order for the 4 to go to the next round. Now, here's another thing to remember. The killer has to face 5 killers. If 4 survivors have the best time, they get to move to the next round. But if one person has the worst time, they are eliminated from the tournament. They are eliminated from that tournament. So the 4 survivors have better times than that one survivor. That one survivor is out of the tournament. That survivor is eliminated. It's what's going to happen in the first round. And like I said, so that means 4 people will be moving to the second round from this first round. Another 4 people will be moving to the second round. Another 4 people will be moving to a second round. So that means 3 individual survivors will be eliminated somehow. So that means in round 2, it will only be 12 survivors remaining. 12 survivors remaining in round 2. So I hope you guys remember that, and I hope you guys know what round 1 in the tournament is going to look like. And like I said, the 4 people that have the longest times will go to the second round. So that means there'll be 12 survivors left in the second round. Now, as we move on to round 2, and you guys, like I said earlier, if you guys have any questions about this tournament or about these individual rounds, comment down below. Now for round 2 will consist of 4 survivors for each killer. So just like I said, now we're moving on to round 2, where it will be 4 survivors that each 3 of the killers will face. So Endless will face 4 of the survivors that made it to the second round. Zenny will face 4 of the survivors that made it to the second round, and Shy will face the other 4 survivors who made it to the second round. So where was I? Round 2 will consist of 4 survivors for each killer who have advanced to this round. In this round, only 2 out of the 4 survivors get to advance to the semifinals for each, which now will only be a total of 6 survivors out of the 15. So basically, like what I said, it will basically be 6 survivors who make it to the semifinals. Zenny will face 4 people in the second round. Endless will be facing 4 people in the second round. Shy will be facing 4 people in the second round until there's only 6 survivors left. And those 6 survivors left who have the best times will make it to the semifinals. So that means 2 survivors will be eliminated from the second round. If 2 survivors have the best times, they make it to the semifinals. If 2 survivors have the worst times or the lowest times, they are eliminated from the tournament. So almost like round 1, but just a bit different and with bigger circumstances. So 2 survivors will make it to the semifinals for each round, and 2 survivors will be eliminated out of the tournament. So that will be for round 2. In the semifinals, only 1 survivor. So we're basically in the halfway point of the tournament. The 6 survivors who made it to the semifinals. In the semifinals, only 1 survivor from each individual round between both survivors get to advance to the finals. The killers will face the 2 survivors who are left from each round. So Endless will face 2 survivors, Zenny will face 2 survivors, and Shy will face 2 survivors as well. And the one survivor who has the better time, who has the best time, will make it to the finals. So that means when it comes to the finals, only 3 survivors will be able to make it to the finals. I want you to remember that too. 3 survivors left will make it to the finals. So that means for the semifinals, 1 will be eliminated and 1 will go to the finals. So that means the finals will have their last 3 survivors to see who wins the tournament. And like I said, you guessed it, in the finals, there will be only a total of 3 survivors. So just like I said before, there will be a total of 3 survivors who have advanced from the semifinals. Now, the finals is basically the crescendo of the tournament. The finals is the crescendo of the tournament. So the finals is the last round of the tournament. Those 3 will determine who is the better man, who is the better woman that can win this Dead by Daylight 1v1 tournament. And the finals will declare the winner of the tournament. So that means 2 people will be eliminated from the finals, and that 1 survivor who has the best time out of those 2 survivors wins the tournament. Now, for the person who wins the tournament, the one survivor, the one only survivor, this is basically like bragging rights if you think about it. The only one survivor that makes it through the whole tournament and wins the whole tournament will get a prize of $10. I repeat, $10, and must have Cash App. So if you don't have, for the survivors who don't have Cash App, some people let me know in the Discord that they have Cash App. So for you survivors who don't have Cash App, please, pretty please, go download Cash App if you want this prize of $10. And I'm thinking maybe $30, maybe Zenny can give $10, maybe Endless can give $10, maybe we could give our total of $30 as a prize for the survivor who wins the tournament. So comment down below if you guys wanted to move it up to $30, or do you guys just want to stick it to $10? So that will be the win. That will be the prize for the survivor who wins the whole tournament. So that is basically the whole tournament, ladies and gents. But the thing is, I've played with some of these survivors, and they are definitely good. I'm thinking maybe I'll stream it on Twitch, but I'm trying to decide if I should stream it on Twitch or if I should stream it on YouTube, because I definitely want to save this tournament. I believe this tournament will be so much fun. There's going to be so many made memories, and somebody is going to be on top. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think I should stream it on Twitch, or do you guys think I should stream it on YouTube? Comment down below as well. So yeah, that's basically the tournament, y'all. Comment down below if you guys want to be a part of this Dead by Daylight tournament, you guys still have time. When I pick the day and the time, I will let you guys know in the Discord. Speaking of Discord, make sure you follow me on Discord. Make sure you follow me on Twitch. Make sure you follow me on YouTube. And make sure you subscribe to this video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Switch it from red to gray with all post notifications, letting you guys know when my future videos will be coming shortly. And I thank you guys all for the love and support. I thank you guys so much for just supporting me throughout these 4 months of streaming and making content for you guys. And I'm so excited. I'm like I said before, I'm letting the cat out the bag. A lobby will be coming soon for Fall Guys. I'll let you guys know about that too. I love you all. I can't wait for this Dead by Daylight tournament. God bless you all. And remember, you guys are always chosen for greatness. God bless you all. Rancor. I hope I'm not butchering it wrong. You cannot use lunch. They cannot hide from the survivor. You cannot use lunch.